Anyway, we've got 11 signs. You're an INTP. Just remember that you may not 100% be an INTP because of these 11 signs. I will link the test in the description if you want to go take it. I took the one from 16 personalities. And yeah, let's get to the shit, right? Let's do the first one. Woo, turn up, party people. Number 1, you're not punctual, or you're too punctual. So I'd say most of the time you're probably not punctual, but sometimes when you really want to get to someplace on time, you'll probably be too early. Sorry, you'll probably be too early. You know why this is? Because you like to overanalyze. What do? You like to. What do you like to do? Yeah. So you overanalyze. So if it takes you 0 to 10 minutes, it takes you 10 minutes to get to IKEA. You think about how much the traffic would be while getting there, and then you think about the potential time it'll take you for you to walk to your car, and then you'll think about the potential amount of time you'll take to walk from the car to that place in IKEA that you're supposed to be in, and so you'll probably take the upper bound of the amount of time it'll take so that you can save the most amount of time, and therefore you'll get there on time. So assuming that it takes you 3 minutes to get to the car, and assuming that it takes you 3 minutes to get to the place out of the car when you're at IKEA, you take the upper bound of that. I don't know what's wrong with my accent. You take the upper bound of that, and then you upper bound, as in I would say, you take, instead of 3 minutes, you take 5 minutes, because stuff could go wrong in 5 minutes. So there you are. And then you think, if the traffic is too much, instead of taking 10 minutes, it'll probably take you 20 minutes. So you end up going 2 plus 2, 14 minutes earlier than you're supposed to be going. Now, this can vary from situation to situation, but most of the time, I think this would how it would be if you're too early. Okay, let's go. The second point. Wow, I just spoke a lot about that. Okay, the second point. You know a lot of things. So every time someone's talking about something that's not related to people, you probably have some sort of, at least a vague idea of what they're talking about. So it could be, say, I don't know, Mentos, or it could be about Got Milk campaign. I don't know, something or the other. There are chances that you might know at least something about the conversation people are having, as long as it's not about people. Again, I'm always the one who's like last to get to know the gossip, but mostly I don't care. Anyway, third one. You've been called awkward by several people. Not much to explain. Fourth point, you're quite disorganized. Sometimes, yeah, that's it. You're quite disorganized. Or rather, you tend to get disorganized quite quickly. I tend to get disorganized quite quickly, but I also I like to make the place neat, or else I can't think straight. Okay, the 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth talk. You hate small talk. Small talk is going to be the death of you. Small talk is the ultimate, oh my flippin' Jesus Christ, why does it exist? It is so stupid. This is how you feel about small talk. When you think about small talk, you think of it in caps and italics, and you just want to punch the shit out of it, because it is so awkward and so uncomfortable and so unnecessary. Fifth. I don't know how to count, guys. Fifth, you find a way to escape life and avoid thinking about why the world is the way it is. So for me, my escape is like YouTube, or sometimes I like to study because I go to school, so I should probably study. But so you essentially, I feel like most INTPs will tend to become workaholics, or just like addicted to something, because I feel like they have very addictive personalities. This is because I feel that they tend to question a lot, and there are a lot of questions that you can't get answers to. So when that happens, I think it's quite likely that you'll just want to retreat to something because it's very frustrating to not get answers. And so you get addicted to something, whether it be studies or video games or making 4 flipping YouTube videos a day. I don't know. Speaking of YouTube videos, I think I'm going to start posting actual vlogs on this other channel that I have after the 11th of May. So if anyone wants to follow, then go crazy. But you don't have to. It's really not necessary. Okay. Actually, let's make it 12 points. I have another one. Okay. Yeah, so basically you try to get into anything that will try to allow you to engage your mind, not in just completely thinking, because once you think, you go insane. I mean, I do. I know that. I really need to cut my nails. Okay. Then this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should really label the points. Okay. Now, the 7th point is you don't like to be vulnerable, you don't like vulnerability, you hate that kind of stuff. I do too, not an issue. Well, I am an INTP, so I guess it makes sense. So, vulnerability is scary, telling people about how it's not even just scary, it's like difficult to be vulnerable. Like what the heck am I supposed to say? Like, what? It's very awkward. Like, how are you supposed to be vulnerable? Like, that's my question. You can't openly go to a person and say, hey, here are my issues, because that's weird, and it's very unnecessary. So let's go to the 8th point. You despise social norms and rules. Yes. You despise a lot of social norms and a lot of social rules because most of the time you question why they are the way they are. And again, the world is dominated by the sensing type, which is 70% of the world's population. So that kind of does not really resonate with you. So you're like, I don't really get it. Therefore, I hate it. And I don't understand the theories behind it. Now, this is the 10th point, which is you correct people a lot. Whether it be grammatically, it can be factually. You're that annoying person who corrects people. That's you, okay? And I'm sorry, but it's time you accept it. And yeah, people usually hate me for it. Again, I think I've mentioned this in a previous video. I have an ESFP friend, and sometimes she says stuff that don't really make sense. So I tend to question her on it or correct her about something, and she just gets pissed, and I can see where she's coming from. And the last point was... What's the last point? Why didn't I write it down? Oh yeah. You're very independent, like independent to the point that it's not good for you, because you don't like asking for help. You don't like it when people try to help you. You're just very like, I can do it on my own, which can kind of be an issue sometimes, or as should I say, most of the time. So you're like overly independent as unnecessary to the amount of independence that you have. So yeah, I think that's it. Those are 12 points. This is the road to IKEA. So yeah, those are the 12 points which may show that you might be a Myers-Briggs indicator type of an INTP. Was that correct? Well, you might be an INTP. Forget that. So yeah, I may be posting some vlogs on my other channel, which is called Pointless and Irrational. Very reminiscent of me. But yeah, I'll link it in the description. I will also link the MBTI personality test in the description. What else? Should I link my Tumblr? I don't know, my merch? Jesus Christ. Anyway, have fun! Woo! Party people!